Do Arsenal look at this and think we have a relatively... they're certainly on the right side of the bracket, aren't they, in terms of what could come next, which would be the winner of Bodo Sporting, which was Sporting tonight, but rather that than some of the other quarterfinals that we're potentially looking at with Bayern against Manchester City. Real Madrid, sorry.
With all due respect, you always look at the side of the bracket and you go like, that looks a tiny bit better. You still have to win those games. And being in all the competitions, Jamie will tell you that it's not always easy. To manage that. You have the Carabao Cup, then you have, you're battling against City. Yes, I know there is a tiny bit of better point difference between the two teams at the moment, but being able to play in every single competition, it's tiring mentally at times. I'll be honest with it, but no disrespect to I'm looking at office. That's why I'm turning, because it came on the side.
The bracket.
The brackets. It is better to be on that side, but still you have to win what you have in front of you and play against the team that the draw gave you. Sporting Lisbon, we all know that they beat Bodo Glimt. It was never going to be easy to be able to come back 5-0. I mean, I know we're going to go into that hopefully later, being friends down to go to 5-0. But yes, for Arsenal is you can concentrate on the Carabao Cup now against a team like Man City, where you keep on fighting against them to try to win the league once again this year. And I don't know what do you think, Jamie? I was just thinking on the top of my head, how much impact do you think that's going to have on the title race on Sunday?
I just think the gap they've got right now is a real good buffer. I said a few weeks ago I thought this could have a huge impact psychologically, especially for Arsenal, negatively or positively. I don't think it affects City if they lost or not. They're not so desperate for a trophy. They've won so much, and if they lost the cup final, probably we've lost the cup final. I think for Arsenal, there's still probably a lot riding on it. They'll want to just get their hands on a piece of silverware. We're talking about them going for the quadruple here, but until you've got something in your hand, it means nothing. And this is the first opportunity. So the weekend will, I think, play a real sort of, have a big impact, I think, for Arsenal. I think it'll be a real downer for them if they don't sort of get their hands on it. Because even though we all believe they've got the title virtually, when you're inside it, you never feel like, you always feel like something's going to go wrong. So they'll have that real fear. So, Manchester City can scare them, shall we say, at the weekend. But I think Arsenal will go on to sort of win the Premier League title. But City going out, Arsenal, we expect to get to at least the semi-final as well. So that might cause a problem as well with the Premier League games.
Also, City being out of I'm saying, I'm just thinking, because if you go far, deep in the Champions League...
Rotation.
Then City don't have the Champions League anymore. That can have a little impact
as well.
But, let's see.
Carabao Cup final, after we saw today, those two results for Arsenal and for City, do you think that plays any kind of role whatsoever in that final at the weekend or none?
I mean, I was impressed with the fight the City showed, dealing with the circumstances they had. I was impressed with how they came out in the game, especially the first 20 minutes. If they bring that same mentality, I don't see why they can't get something from that. They're teams that are used to being in those situations. They won a lot of silverware, so they have that going for them. And like we talked about, it could be Guardiola's last season there at City, and he wanted to go out with a bang. So it's a big opportunity for them, and I wouldn't count them out for sure with Haaland and Doku.
Friend of the show, scorer of tonight's second for Arsenal, Declan Rice is with us, everybody.
Rice, baby!
Hey.
Rice, baby!
Congrats for tonight. What did you like about tonight's performance?
Everything, really. I think it had a bit of everything. First half, we played really well. Could have scored 2 or 3, and second half was a bit of a different game. They played really well, but we could have had 2 or 3 in the second half as well. So, look, it was a really tough game over 2 legs. They played really well, Bayern Leverkusen, but in the end, we had the momentum and the confidence, and we knew we could win this game. So, we're really happy.
Dec, this is Thierry. Well done.
Thank you.
Look, you didn't score for... I know you're not going to want to talk about it, but I want you to talk about it because you didn't score for a little while. The last goals were against Bournemouth were important. How did you feel when that ball went in the back of the net?
Yeah, so happy. I think over the last 2 years, my numbers have been really well for Arsenal, really good. And like you said, I've not scored since Bournemouth, so it's been frustrating, but on a bigger picture, been happy to help out the team in different situations. And you know, if I'm not scoring but we're winning, I've been happy with the way the season's been going. But to see that go in tonight, I was really happy, and I love a Champions League night at the Emirates. So yeah, it was really good.
Derek, me again. I don't want to jinx anything. Obviously, I'm not going to talk even about the title, but the way you're playing at the moment is kind of a Player of the Year type of performance. But I wanted to talk about someone else. How good is David Raya? Because in every single game, he makes 2 to 3 saves that I only saw on PlayStation.
Yeah, he deserves every bit of credit that he's getting. I wish people could come in and see every day how he trains, because the intensity that he trains at and the level that he trains at, there's literally no reason why he's not doing what he's doing on the pitch. It's incredible. To see him every day, the effort and how he is with the lads, he's turned into a real leader for us. And when you've got a keeper like that, I think it gives everyone confidence. So, yeah, he's incredible.
Hey, Declan, what's up, man? This is Clint. How does it feel as you look forward towards these next 4 or 5 months with the opportunity to win the league, to Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and then you got the World Cup in the summer, chance to bring it home. How do you manage all that and continue to stay focused and perform at such a high level?
Yeah, I think it's so hard to look to the future. You know, I think you have to take every game that it comes. I know it sounds cliche. I'm not trying to sound boring, but like, we played on Saturday. We then had recovery Sunday. Yesterday we trained, and we play again today. We play again on Sunday. It's then international break. So I can't look too far ahead on what's happening. We can only focus on the next game because they're coming thick and fast here at Arsenal, and we know what's up for grabs. But the main thing is we have the confidence, we have the belief, and also, you know, we have the momentum as well. And the lads when you go in every day, you know, you can just sense it. There's a confidence, there's a vibe, and yeah, this season's been amazing so far. So need to end it strong.
What's up, Dick? It's Carrie.
I was watching you and Thierry last night on Monday Night Football. I thought I'd got rid of you.
Declan, listen, it's looking like it's going to be a special season, as Thierry's just mentioned there, talking about, you know, not getting too ahead of yourself. But, of course, the first chance of silverware is at the weekend. It's up against, you know, the biggest rivals you've had over the last sort of 2 or 3 years in terms of stopping you picking up other pieces of silverware, namely the Premier League. How big a game do you see this? Yes, it's a cup final, but this could be the start of something really special.
Yeah, definitely. It could be the start of something. You know, it's the first trophy that's up for grabs. You know, if you win that, the momentum after that, you know, that takes you forward is massive. But, you know, Sunday's going to be a great game against them, and it comes down to how much do you want it. You know, Arsenal back in the final for can't even remember the last time, maybe the Carabao Cup final in 2019, I think, or 2018. So yeah, how much do you want it on Sunday? How much do you want to win a trophy with this team and for these fans? And yeah, look, the lads are already talking about it in there. We're excited, we're ready, and like I said, at the minute, any game of football we go into, we believe we can win. So we'll be ready, and yeah, be looking forward to it.
Derek, it's me again. I wanted you to explain to people how hard it is mentally to go and play in every single competition and perform. And, you know, can you explain? Because I've been there, and we couldn't win that treble, and we couldn't win the league, obviously, but we are 1 point collapse in some competitions. Yeah, obviously, your squad is also way bigger. I have to put that in there, just saying. But it was tough mentally. I was drained sometimes. Can you explain, please, to people how hard it is?
Yeah, so hard. And I'm not just saying that. It's mentally really, really tough. Just as hard as it is physically, mentally is really tough. You have to be really strong, really resilient. You know, there's ups, there's downs. You know, we're all humans as well. You know, some days you go in and you think, like, we've got another one like in 2 days' time. Like, how are we going to get up for it again? But you just find that energy from somewhere, and it's obviously amazing for us in the club that we're in 4 competitions, and we have an amazing squad that everyone is involved and ready, and, you know, playing their part in major competitions for us, which is really good. But I think now, you know, we're over that mental side of it in terms of, you know, we're in March now. Obviously, the season ends in May, so, you know, 2 months left to give it absolutely everything we've got to leave a legacy at